Yang, 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 yang. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Coach Jones back up in the gym today, ready to get this working. We got legs on the docket today. Yeah, big leg work. We're gonna go a little bit more volumetric with our leg work. And we're actually gonna pair it with a little bit of some shoulder work as well. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you guys like the video on the way in. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this working. Before we get into our lift for today, we're gonna start off with our mile run. As you guys know, biggest part of our cutting season, making sure that we're getting that cardio in, burning those extra calories. So we'll get our mile run in, then we'll head on over to the barbell and free weight area, secure ourselves a rack, get a few warm-up sets in, and then we'll get into our working sets of the day with our front squat, with our barbell shoulder press. Now, our working sets of the day are going to start right here on the platform, and we're going to combine two compound movements. The first of those being a front squat, and then we'll pair that with a barbell shoulder press here. We'll keep the volume a little bit higher, so we'll take a 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 format in regards to our reps for our sets, and we'll actually increase weight each set that we drop down our reps. For our barbell shoulder press, we're going to keep things very simple. We're just going to do 3 reps for each set, totaling 5 sets on our front squat, 5 sets on our barbell shoulder press. So let's go ahead and get loaded in. Now, generally speaking, I usually face the other way in the rack. It's proper for us to face the other way in the rack, but for today and the purposes of our workout and us getting it in together, we're gonna face out on the rack. So here we go, nice and smooth, 10 reps for the front squat. Here's our set of 10 to start. Now we'll drop the weight. We'll get our barbell shoulder press in. Now that we got our weight changed over, we get our barbell shoulder presses in, standing shoulder presses, of course. And then remember, these are shoulder presses, not push presses. So we're not using our lower body. Everything, all the movement is coming through our shoulders. So we'll unrack this. We'll make sure that we clear the top side of the rack, and then 3 reps, nice and easy. Here's our 3 reps. Let's go ahead and set the weight for our second set of front squats, which will be our set of 8. Now we got the weight set for our second set of front squat. We're gonna do 8 total reps here. The biggest thing today with our front squat is range of motion. Range of motion. So you may be asking yourself, how deep should I actually be squatting? Every single time you should be squatting as deep as you can humanly bend. Big range of motion. Working our hips as deep below our knees as possible in order for us to get that deep stretch into all those muscles when we're at the bottom of our squat, and a large contraction working up to the top side of our squat. Big range of motion. That's how we get as many muscle fibers engaged as possible. Make sure that as many muscle fibers are firing as possible, and that's how you'll start to see greater size gains over time. So let's go ahead and get in our second set. 8 reps, nice and smooth, baby. it is. Set of 8 reps, nice and easy for our second set of front squat. Weights loaded for our second set of shoulder press. Let's go ahead and get it in. Nice and smooth, big, big punch out from the chest. Here's our 3 reps. Now we have the weight set on the bar for our third set. Biggest thing as we go up in weight is to focus on our breathing and bracing. Keeping that core nice and tight when we're squatting. That way we maintain spinal integrity, postural integrity, and we put ourselves at lower risk of injuries, back strains, small things like that. On top of everything else, it'll actually help us execute the lift with a little bit more efficiency and a little bit more power directed straight into the bar. So here we go, we got the weight set. Easy money, set of 6. Make sure we're breathing and bracing all the way down, all the way up. Two more. Oh, that one was kind of bad, but it's all right. Let's finish it. Finish it. Set of 6, little sloppy, but we'll take it. Drop the weight just a little bit for our third set. Nice and easy, still sticking to 3 reps all through the shoulders. Not a push press, but a barbell shoulder press. So here we go, 3 reps, nice and easy. There's our 3 reps. For set number 3, let's go ahead and load up the weight for our 4th set of front squats. The weight's already loaded for our 4th set, nice and smooth, all the way down, all the way up. We're gonna make sure that we breathe and brace in between each rep. Big breath, big brace. Make sure that core is nice and tight, nice and stable, and we're gonna be a lot smoother on this set compared to last set, all right? We're gonna stay off our toes, keep those heels down, big drive, keeping that chest vertical. Nice and easy, baby. Here we go, set of 4. One more, nice and easy. There's our set of 4 of our front squat, nice and easy. All right, now the weight's back down for our barbell shoulder press. Keeping it nice and light. Again, big on the execution here. Sometimes it's good just to sacrifice the weight to make sure that we're executing the movement properly. If we're executing the movement properly, you're probably getting better muscle engagement anyway, so you'll see better results from doing the workout properly versus trying to force yourself through weights that your body's just not ready for. Nice and easy set of 3 here. Step forward a bit more. We pop that rack just a little bit on that second rep, but good finish. Let's load up the weight for our 5th and final set. You guys already know last set, best set when it comes to our execution. 28 reps later, we finally reached our final set of our front squat for today. Easy money, set of 2, nice and smooth, all the way down, all the way up. Same emphasis here, breathing and bracing in between those 2 reps. Make sure that you have that nice tight core, especially if you're not using a belt like myself, okay? Nice and light, baby. Easy money. Here's our last 2 reps on the front squat. Let's drop the weight, finish our last set of barbell shoulder press. Now that we finished our last set of front squats, it's time to go ahead and take care of this last set of barbell shoulder presses. Nice and easy, set of 3, smooth up, smooth down, all through the shoulders here. Let's make sure we clear the rack this time. Here we go. There it is, easy money, 3 reps. Front squats are done, barbell shoulder press is done. Now we can head on over to our accessory lifts of the day and our finisher of the day, which I'll show each and every one of you right over here. So we've got our free weight compounds in, our front squat, our barbell shoulder press. Now we can work some angles, big angles. Again, that's how we bring out those striations, those separations that we truly want throughout our cut season, throughout the summer, and that's what we work all year for. So we'll work 2 different foot positions, okay? We'll work the midfoot position and the wide foot position. Again, working our vastus medialis and our vastus lateralis. We'll go 8 reps at each position, and then we'll actually pair both of these movements up with a sissy squat for a cluster of 3 total movements. Again, 8 reps here, so halfway through. We'll go left leg in the middle before we go to our wide position. Nice and smooth. Driving through the entirety of the foot. Here we go. Let's go right foot, wide position. 8 reps here. Now let's go left foot. Last 8 reps for this set of our leg press. Nice and smooth. There's our 8 reps on each leg, 2 different foot angles. Like I said, we're gonna pair this bad boy up with some sissy squats. Again, set of 8 for us here, keeping those hips forward, glutes engaged, working through the knees the entire way, nice and smooth. Just using our hand here for balance. Get a squeeze at the top of the movement. 2 more. There's our set of sissy squats. So we'll probably do 4 sets of this cluster before we move on over to our finisher of the day, which will take place right over here. Our last superset of the day will start right here with some donkey calf raises. One of my favorite variations for calf raises, simply because it takes the spinal loading out of it and you're able to get the calf raise from an extended knee position, okay? Instead of a flex knee position like you would with the seated calf raise. So we'll go ahead, load in here. And again, we're gonna go a little bit higher in volume here. So we'll go anywhere, and you're more than welcome to choose your total rep count, but anywhere from 15 to 18 reps. Nice and smooth, all the way down, all the way up. Getting a nice tight squeeze at the top. There's our 18. Getting a nice burn towards the end of that set. About the last 8 had a pretty good burn to them. So we'll keep the weight right here. We'll probably jump up after our next set in weight. But for now, let's go ahead, head over to our second exercise of the superset, which will take place right over here. Now the superset for that donkey calf raise will take place right here with some tib raises. Now, tib raises are an exercise I think are extremely undervalued in gyms across America. Just being able to hit the muscles that run up and down our tibia bone. And it does a few things for us. Number one, it makes us better runners. If we have an ability to load a lot more weight eccentrically into the muscles and run along the front side of our tibia, then we're actually able to get a lot stronger push off of that calf muscle and generate a little bit more power when it comes to running. The other part of that is it actually prevents shin splints when we are running. So when you are pounding that pavement, pounding that track, you're not necessarily feeling as much wear and tear on the bones as you would generally when your tibia muscles aren't as trained. So instead of absorbing those forces into your bone, you absorb them into your muscles. And that's where we want our forces to be absorbed anytime we're doing physical activity. We want them to be absorbed into the muscles, avoiding absorption into the bones, into the ligaments, and that'll help us prevent those catastrophic injuries. But we'll isolate these tib raises, going for a set of 12 on each leg. Big squeeze. And it should start to burn and get a little tight towards the end. Again, it's not an exercise that's commonly done in gyms across America, but this is an extremely valuable machine, one that is extremely undervalued as well. And if your gym doesn't have one, I suggest you tell them to get one. Here we go, 12 on the left. Here's our 12 reps on the left. Again, started to slow down towards the end, but that's normal as we start to feel that pump on the front side of our shin. As it gets a little bit tighter, we may feel our contractions start to get a little bit more difficult to get a full one into. But we'll do about 3, maybe 4 sets in between our donkey calf raise and our tib raises, and we are good to go. And it's always a phenomenal day whenever we have a great lift. Got a great pump in the day. Not gonna lie, that one kind of took it out of me. I'm a little exhausted after that one. Gotta get some food and fuel back in the system for sure. Now, if you didn't on the way in, which I don't know why you wouldn't, make sure that you guys like the video on the way out. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you can get all the latest updates on videos when I post them and new goals when I create them. If you want the full-length version of today's workout, head on over to Patreon where you can access all of the full-length versions of the workouts that I do right here on YouTube. Last but not least, head on over to Instagram, hit Coach Jones with a follow. That is @CoachJones_. @CoachJones_. Don't forget to follow that Hardbody Athletics _ as well. And until next time, peace.